If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Based on Mr. Gathwright's age, physical abilities, things like that, do you think that the prison would benefit from him in a work capacity if he were sentenced to life without parole?
I say yes. With my experience, not only just incarceration, but as former warden and even as a jail administrator, he's someone that's young, he's healthy. In reality, we need that labor, we need that sweat equity, and we will put him out there to work because we do have an aging prison population, jail administration, we have that. So we put these young individuals to work and get some sweat equity out of them since they are young and actually can do the work.
Don't it sound like they just sold that boy into slavery? It sounds like they just like auctioned him off to a plantation or something. You know, he'll be a good worker, you know. The man said they need that sweat equity up out of him. You see, what the man is basically saying is that, look, we need that free labor out of this youngster. Because the free labor out of this youngster is going to keep this corporation that generates millions and billions of dollars every year, that's called prison, open. You see, yeah, when they lock a youngster up, young, 20 years old, hey, yeah. Like he said, we can put them to work. We got these older guys, they aging out. We need some new blood that can take care of this penitentiary and keep this penitentiary rolling. You see what I'm saying? Free labor. Yeah, so you youngsters, look at how they look at you. Once they get you convicted of a murder or convicted of any crime, this is how the prison is looking at you. A slave. We need him to do our work for us for free. And the cold-blooded part about that is it's legal. It's legal slavery. Yeah. It tells you in the 13th Amendment, look, the only time a person can be in slavery in the United States is when he go to prison. The 13th Amendment's slavery clause, ratified in 1865, formally abolished slavery and involuntary servitude throughout the United States except as punishment for a crime. Section 1 states, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist within the United States. So in other words, slavery still exists in the United States for convicted felons. Yeah, when he go to prison, yeah, they can enslave you. Period. So ain't no this is a human rights, this is not equal rights and all this old type of cruel and unusual punishment and all that. Nah, they can legally enslave you when you catch a felon and go to the penitentiary. And so that's what they talking about right now. They talking about putting this boy to work for the rest of his life until he can't work no more. You see, that's how they looking at y'all. When y'all catching these murders, when y'all sitting inside them courtrooms, that's how they looking at you. Yeah, sweat equity. And you know what's so cold-blooded about it? That he don't even have a problem with just putting it out there. He ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing. He keeping it 1,000. Look, man, we need that. That precious time, the strength and the youth, yeah, we need that to keep the prison going. Yeah, to keep the factories going. Yeah, we need that. You see, for those of you who ain't never been to the penitentiary, look, the inmates run the joint. And I'm not talking about like run it like that. I'm talking about like Everything that happens in the joint, the inmates do it. Plumbing go bad, the inmates come and fix it. The washing machine dry need fixed, the inmates come fix it. Lights need to be changed, the inmates. Cooking the food, the inmates. Keeping the prison clean and sanitary, the inmates. Stuff break down, the inmates. The inmates do everything outside of the corporations that got businesses inside the prisons. You see? Because, prisons, when I was in there, we was making balloons, furniture, license plates, you see, folders, all type of stuff. All type of stuff. You see, so yeah, they need that free labor about you. And they gonna get it. As long as you keep acting a fool. They done sold this boy into slavery. I'm talking about in front of everybody. Live stream. A live stream slave auction just happened before our eyes. A straight up live stream slave auction. And them boys is on the chopping block. Imagine. For you youngsters out there that's ripping and running these streets, and for some of you classic brothers that's ripping and running these streets, imagine sitting in the courtroom and people are pleading for your life. Strangers that you don't even know are pleading for your life to 12 other strangers that don't even know you. All they know of you is what the prosecutor done told them. That's it. Your life is in the hands of other people's. That's not a comfortable position. Brothers, you don't want to be in that position. Imagine them pleading for you to get life in prison. They pleading for you to get life. You want... Come on, man. Look, life in prison is one thing that you try to escape from. But in this demonstration here, they asking, please, give him life. Let him sit in the prison for the rest of his life. Let him die like that. Don't kill him. You see? You don't want that. You don't want to be sitting around that. You don't want to be that defendant. So I'm telling you right now, look, if you out there ripping and running them streets and acting like these boys here, this is what's going to happen to you. It's a guarantee. You're going to have somebody else deciding your life for you. You don't want that. Now, I need you youngsters to pay attention to how they look at you, right? Especially when you get that life sentence and how things will be for you. Check it out.
And I know we talk about life without parole and death row, but for our jurors' education, in Florida, what does a life sentence without parole mean?
A life sentence in the Florida Department of Corrections means from the minute they're brought in, they're assigned an inmate number. He will be assigned an inmate number, and when he dies and leaves in a body bag, he will still have that inmate number. An inmate serving life will never, ever get out. There is no parole in the state of Florida, and they're not ever allowed outside the razor wire and the fence of a secured facility.
So the only way that an inmate serving life without parole would leave is when they die by natural causes.
Cold-blooded demonstration. You dying there. And they know that. And they gonna work you and dog you as much as they can until you die. You see? That's not a position that you want to be in. You got people trying to fight for you to get life in the penitentiary. You don't want to be in that position. You see? But all you brothers, you young brothers, some of you classic brothers, y'all ripping and running these streets and doing what y'all want to do, and y'all think that this type of stuff won't happen to y'all. And it can. And it will. Imagine just spending the rest of your life in a cell, in a prison. No more freedom. No more making that good old love lotion. Ain't none of that. I mean, unless you in there and you like this here, you know what I'm saying? You might can, but hey, as far as a woman, nah, that's over with. All the freedoms that you got right now, gone. You will never have them again. You will never be able to freely sit down and break bread with your mama, your father, your grandparents, your brother, your kids. You see? And the longer that you stay in there, the longer that you are in that prison, your family members gonna start dying. Yeah. People getting shot and killed. Aunties, uncles, mothers, grandmothers dying from old age. You see? While you sitting in the prison, you can't do nothing but eat it up. That's all you can do. You can't do nothing. You just gotta swallow it. You see? If they'll let you go to the funeral too. I mean, because that's another thing. Some prisons don't play that. Some prisons do, but some prisons they be like, nah, you ain't going to no funerals. They did. That's it. We don't care about all that. You see? So all this type of stuff. Then you getting old, you're getting sick. All this old type of stuff happening. You're not getting the best medical care in the prisons. All this type of stuff. You don't want that. For that to be the rest of your life. You don't want that. So I would advise you young brothers, you sisters, you classic brothers and sisters that still, in that lifestyle. Look, this right here easily can be y'all. You can easily be exchanging seats with these peoples by playing these games. Out here ripping and running these streets. Killing peoples. I'm talking about in a way that is just, I'm talking about ambush military style. Like, damn. You see, you don't even want to be associated with that, associated with people that do that, people that somebody want to do that to, or none of that. You want to stay far away from that as you possibly can. I don't care who it is. Nah, man, you can't come around. We can't kick it no more. No, they've been trying to kill you for 2 years now. I ain't trying to catch none of your bullets. Nah, I'm good. I know you don't want to be nobody's sweat equity. I know you don't want to be nobody's slave. Because that's exactly what they doing in there. They enslaving them brothers up in there. And the cold-blooded part about that, like, they don't even care if you white, black, Mexican, Asian. They enslaving everybody now. They don't even care. You see? So look, if you don't want to be in that type of environment, if you don't want to be in nobody's prison slaving for them, then get out the way. Leave that madness alone. Find something better to do with your time. And always surround yourself around good people. Period. Any bad people? No. Only good people. You do that and you will be straight. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.